Promises made, promises kept, and glory to God and Jesus. When you keep your promises to God and Jesus, there's glory for God and Jesus, always. So today we want to read about Hannah. Some of us know the story quite well, but we're going to read it anyway. It says there was a certain man whose name was Elkanah. He had 2 wives. The name of the one was Hannah, and the other name of the other was Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. It says, and this man went up out of his city yearly to worship and to sacrifice unto the Lord of hosts in Shiloh. And the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, the priests of the Lord, were there. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave to Peninnah, his wife, and to all her sons and her daughters portions. But unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah. But the Lord had shut up her womb. And her adversary also provoked her sore. Her adversary was the other wife. And back then in those days, if a woman didn't have a man-child, then she was considered no good. She had to have a son-child to carry the name of the father. Well, Hannah hadn't had any children whatsoever. And so this other wife that had men children, she was talking her down, always telling her that she was no good, that she wasn't worthy. And she kept doing this, as she did, so year by year. When she went up to the house of the Lord, so she provoked her. So, how many have been practicing the anger? Therefore she wept and did not eat. Then said Elkanah her husband to her, Hannah, why weepest thou? And why eatest thou not? And why is thy heart grieved? Am not I better to thee than 10 sons? So Hannah rose up after they had eaten at Shiloh, and after they had drunk. Now Eli the priest sat upon a seat by a post of the temple of the Lord. And she was in bitterness of the soul, and prayed unto the Lord, and wept sore. And she vowed a vow, and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look upon the affliction of thy handmaid, and remember me, and not forget thy handmaid, but will give unto thy handmaid a man-child, then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life. And there shall no razor come upon his head. And it came to pass, as she continued praying before the Lord, that Eli marked her mouth. Now Hannah, she spake in her heart. Only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken. And Eli said unto her, How long wilt thou be drunken? Put away thy wine from thee. And Hannah answered and said, No, my Lord, I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord. Count not thy handmaid for a daughter of Belial, for out of the abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken hitherto. Then Eli answered and said, Go in peace, and the God of Israel grant thee thy petition thou hast asked of him. And that's what she was waiting for. And she said, Let thy handmaid find grace in thy sight. So the woman went her way and did eat, and her countenance was no more sad. And they rose up in the morning early and worshipped before the Lord and returned, and came to their house to Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and the Lord remembered her. Wherefore, it came to pass when the time was come, about after Hannah had conceived, that she bare a son, and called his name Samuel, saying, Because I have asked him of the Lord. And the man Elkanah and all his house went up to offer unto the Lord the yearly sacrifice and his vow. But Hannah went not up, for she said unto her husband, I will not go up until the child be weaned, and then I will bring him, that he may appear before the Lord, and there abide forever. And Elkanah her husband said unto her, Do what seemeth thee good. Tarry until thou have weaned him, only the Lord establish his word. So the woman abode and gave her son suck until she weaned him. And when she had weaned him, she took him up with her with 3 bullocks, and 1 ephah of flour, and a bottle of wine, and brought him unto the house of the Lord in Shiloh. And the child was young. And they slew a bullock, and brought the child to Eli. And she said, O my Lord, as thy soul liveth, my Lord, I am the woman that stood by thee here praying unto the Lord. For this child I prayed, and the Lord hath given me my petition which I asked of him. Therefore also I have lent him to the Lord, as long as he liveth. He shall be lent to the Lord, and he worshiped the Lord there. Do you see where it said Samuel worshiped the Lord there? I wonder if she taught him about God all the time he was being breastfed, so that when he was weaned, he worshiped God. Wow. Isn't that a blessing? When you teach your children the right ways of God. So Hannah got a blessing from God because she did exactly what she said she was going to. She made a promise. She kept the promise. And this is what happened for, it says, Eli blessed Elkanah and his wife, and said, The Lord give thee seed of this woman for the loan which is lent to the Lord. And they went unto their own home. And the Lord visited Hannah so that she conceived and bare 3 sons and 2 daughters. And the child Samuel grew before the Lord. Promises made, promises kept. Glory to God. Right?
Amen.
We have similar stories even today. Stories like this is happening today. I read about a woman named Pam who knows the pain of considering abortion. More than 24 years ago, she and her husband Bob were serving as missionaries to the Philippines and praying for a fifth child. Pam contracted amoebic dysentery, an infection of the intestine caused by a parasite found in contaminated food or drink. She went into a coma and was treated with strong antibiotics before they discovered she was pregnant. Doctors urged her to abort the baby for her own safety and told her that the medicines had caused irreversible damage to the baby. She refused the abortion and cited her Christian faith as a reason for her hope that her son would be born without the devastating disabilities physicians predicted. Pam said the doctors didn't think of it as life, they thought of it as a mass of fetal tissue. While pregnant, Pam nearly lost her baby 4 times, but refused to consider abortion. She recalled making a pledge to God with her husband. If you will give us a son, we'll name him Timothy, and we'll make him a preacher. Pam ultimately spent the last 2 months of her pregnancy in bed and eventually gave birth to a healthy baby boy August 14, 1987. Trusting God. She made a promise. Is she going to keep it? Pam kept her word to God and Jesus. Timothy was taught about God and Jesus and coached to preach Jesus to others his whole life. Part of Pam's blessing was having a healthy boy. Not only did God give her a healthy boy, he gave Timothy a talent that would allow him to preach Jesus around the world. He preaches in prisons, makes hospital visits. He served with his father's ministry in the Philippines. He also plays football. Pam's son is Tim Tebow. The University of Florida star quarterback became the first sophomore in history to win college football's highest award, the Heisman Trophy. His current role as quarterback of Denver Broncos has provided an incredible platform for Tim in witnessing for Jesus. Just think what would happen if everyone kept their promise that they made to God. Do you think things would start changing? You think that glory would start happening for God? I do. Sometimes we forget the vows that we made. You need to start thinking about the vows you made to God. Keep them. And see what God can do.